If you were in your job search today, how you would have done it differently, Harshad? I was not expecting this question from my mentee. I was taken aback for a bit. But then I started thinking, after helping more than 1,000 professionals with their job search journeys, I think I know what works and what doesn't. So I'm sure I will approach my job search very differently than an average job seeker. So in this video, I'll explain how exactly I will do it differently myself if I were in job search today. So watch this video till the end because this approach itself will help you separate yourself from other job seekers. Today's job market is very competitive. Everyone is having a resume written by ChatGPT and they are applying to all jobs possible. Recruiters and hiring managers are flooded with applications. How you would separate yourself is your approach. Alright, so I'll explain that in this video. There are 10 things I will do very differently than an average job seeker. The first one, I will look for opportunities as a value giver myself than a job seeker. Average job seekers search for jobs. Where are job openings? If there are any company who is looking for something, oh, I'll go there and they might be interested in me. Instead, I'll be a value giver. I'll keep my place. I would like to earn respect from the employers. I have value to offer, and in return, I'm asking for a salary. So I'll search for opportunities to add value. Which companies, which type of projects, which type of job roles I'll be perfect for. I'll go deeper in that rather than just standing in line being average job seeker and waiting for my turn. This is not the way I would look for a job today. And I make every champion to earn that respect, to have that self-belief so that they will see eye to eye to the employers. I would like every champion to think like a consultant to the company. What problem you are solving? Why should they hire you? What is exactly you bring to the table? And in return, you are getting that job. So this mindset itself, I'm sure, will separate myself from average job seekers. The second thing I'll do very well is I'll do narrow and deep search rather than spraying my resume everywhere and praying for something. What do you mean by deep and narrow? See, narrow and deep means I will go deeper into job market. Specific types of companies in specific industries. I'll look for job roles where I'm fitting. I'll understand the requirements and I also know myself well enough to find that job fit. And I know that even within these specific companies, it won't reduce my job market. In fact, I'll be able to go deep. There might be 50 companies even at my target location, even if I go narrow and deep. Rather than just being average, having a broad resume, thinking someone will catch me. It never will work because at mid-career, employers look for very specific things from the applicants. So I would make sure I put forward those things. I customize my resume for those job posts rather than being available and trying to match for everyone. Okay. The third thing I'll do well is I'll do thorough market research to make sure I don't just go for companies which I know today, but I will also know companies which are there, which might be smaller or which may not have big brands, but they are ready to offer the salary I deserve or they have good positions in their org chart where I know I can add value. So I'll do thorough market research on LinkedIn and other databases to make sure I know my job market. The fourth thing I'll do well is I will showcase my story. I'll not just write a resume. I'll not just build my LinkedIn profile. I'll make sure all those things are my marketing material and they are telling my story. How I have built my career over time. I've done switches, career transitions, but how it adds up. I'm now probably changing my industry. It's my strength to be from another industry and how I'm having transferable skills and experience. I'm not just building, I'm not just doing job to job, I'm actually having a career plan. And that thread is I want to show uh, in my career story. I want to show myself in control of my career rather than doing job to job, rather than just going for, whatever comes my way. I will write and actually communicate my career story throughout my job search. Fifth thing I'll do well is I'll always go with a coach. I know the value of mentorship because even in my previous career transitions, I would always have a mentor. Without that, it was impossible for me to even think of success. If someone has already figured out, someone has already walked the path, why I should reinvent the wheel? I can just copy paste, I can just ask, and I'll reduce 100 mistakes which I would do otherwise. Always get a coach. If you think you need a career coach to make sure you earn that high paying roles, you climb up the ladder and get leadership positions and reduce 100 mistakes which you might commit. That's what I do full time as a career coach for more than 1,000 mentees. So make sure you go to this website, harshad.coach/enroll, to know more about my Jobathon coaching program. There's also an accelerator program which gives one-on-one coaching. If you want to know more about that, you can join my live webinar, harshad.coach/webinar. Register, and I do weekly webinars where you'll be able to see me in action for 1.5 hours, and you'll be able to also ask me your questions. Okay, yeah. Going back to my job search now, I will have conversations with my network continuously. Networking is not sending DMs to people. Networking is not just randomly pushing DMs and sending resume with a cover letter. Networking is actually rapport building. So I'll start with my ex-colleagues, college friends. I'll start with those people who are already in good relations, and I'll ask them at least 5 to 10 questions. These are called as informational interviews. I'll go prepared. I'll come to know how is their current company performing, how do they see their careers evolving, what are new opportunities coming up within their company, how do they select candidates, what do they look for, what do they think about the market. I'll ask them questions to make sure I get that inputs about their company and industry at large. These are the conversations I will have with my network. I'll also not be shying away from reaching out to decision makers, because I know that HR and recruiters work for a process. They have certain things in mind and they only look for resumes which fit their purpose. But because I have done career transitions, I have a mixed profile. I know I have value to add, but my hiring manager, my next boss, will love me. Who will that be? And that's why I've done enough research in my previous steps to know about that. And I'll shortlist specific companies and the decision makers in those companies who have budgets, who will hire me, and they're looking for good candidates like me. I'll not shy away from reaching out to them. I'll make sure I reach out to them on LinkedIn and also on emails. I'll not send a resume. I'll in fact pitch myself with an approach letter, with a portfolio, showing them my previous case studies, showing them my research about their companies, identified problems, and how I can solve those problems for them. This unique approach will help them understand that I'm different, I'm a value giver, I'm looking for not a job but a place where I can add value, I'm in sync with their KPIs. And this itself will help me get a meeting with them. I know once they spend 15-20 minutes with me, I'll be able to convince them. This self-confidence is actually what I need to have throughout. And for that, it is not like just I have that confidence. I need to make it happen every single day. So I'll set up daily rituals, my morning routine, affirmation videos. I'll make sure I get that energy and I have some yoga or some physical exercise also, because that energy will help me push myself or show myself better to all the decision makers. So these daily rituals for energy and confidence will keep me on track. And finally, for interviews, of course, interviews is a place where, in 30, 45 minutes, they're judging me. I'll go two ways. One is I will have set of impact stories prepared, at least 10 of them. Various situations where I've handled well, various types of projects I've completed, my top strengths where I've showcased, where I've actually used. These are my impact stories. These are real stories of my previous experience. I'll also go prepared with a pitch. With that presentation in mind, maybe a PPT or a physical document, but I will make sure I showcase at least 3 of my strengths in the interview. And even if that interviewer is not or doesn't ask me questions which are about my strengths, I'll make sure I bring that out in my conversation. Okay, so this is the way I'll prepare for interviews as well. And I know, even though it looks like I'm super confident, but job search is long. They look for very specific candidates. I may not fit in with everything. Even if I try to network, many people won't reply. Even if I reach out to decision makers, many people won't give me meeting immediately. It is a longer process always. I'll make sure I'm consistent and I'm accountable. I will make sure I spend 1 hour, 2 hours every day depending on my time schedule. I will make sure I track all my efforts so that I'll know whom I have reached out to 1 month back so that I can follow up again. Whom I have reached out to decision maker, he did reply, but maybe got busy with something. I'll track all my efforts so that I know that I get one good interview call where I'll be fitting in. I'll be able to convert that. Instead, I will try to generate multiple interview calls rather than depending on one, and make sure I also deserve multiple offers rather than one offer. Did you see? My approach to job search will be totally different than an average job seeker. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, follow me on LinkedIn. What were your learnings? Let me know below this video. I'll also take I'll also take if you have any questions. So please put your detailed question below this video. I'll answer to that. And make sure you follow me everywhere because I'm putting all such videos, high quality videos every week. Yeah. Until next time, bye bye.